the extreme athlete, the educator, the leader, the change agent. How have your interests and passions coalesced and blended in shaping the you of today?
Wow. When you're in an extreme environment, if it's minus 40, minus 50 degrees Celsius, and if, for example, the wind is blowing at 100, 120 kilometers an hour, or if you're on the Sahara, or if you're anywhere else, every decision you make is life and death.
Right.
It is. All the decisions, whether you're doing a Guinness World Record, which I had the privilege of doing the highest extreme altitude for an ultramarathon on Earth, a decision you make is life and death. And the same thing with a lot of things in life. The decisions may not be life and death, but if you look at every decision you make as having a consequence, I call it a vibration. If every decision you make has a vibration and it affects something out there, then in many ways, as a principal teacher, if you make a decision, you try to make a decision with empathy. And the old saying again, I'll go back to man, a good carpenter measures twice and cuts once. Sometimes you've got to think, seek other people. The most powerful word in any language is help. Seek the help of others to gain their knowledge, to gain their wisdom, and then to make decisions. So where I am right now, I would hope to think is a collection of a lot of lessons learned in life. And people call lessons failures or mistakes. I like to think of them as lessons. Failure is only a failure if you fail to learn from it. If you fail a lesson, if you've learned, then it is success. So the lessons you learn throughout life, and man, I have learned many lessons throughout life, and I've created a lot of those lessons myself. I would hope to think that I am today a product of all of the sum of those lessons and parts, and of the early, and of the people I meet, and the people with whom I have the privilege and honor of connecting to bring me where I am today. But the lessons you learn hopefully bring you to a stage where you can make decisions that are bigger than just you. Because if you have that privilege to be in service, then you are there to be there for everyone, but also just like you do when you get on an airplane, ladies and gentlemen and friends out there. Ladies and gentlemen, should we reach any problem when the mask falls down? You know this one I'm going to summarize. Put on your own mask first before you start taking of everyone else, because you're no good to anyone unless. So again, if you try to know yourself, if you try to get to know yourself, you know what you can and can't do. And there's times when you have to say to people, sorry, no, I'm not going to do that, because that's not right for me. Or yes, I would love to do that, but a lot of people can't say no. And they very often say yes too much, and they don't put on their own masks to take care of themselves.
Life has become so busy. Would you agree that people have failed to give the time to getting to know themselves?
I think people want to get to know themselves. People want to get to know others. But life as we know it right now, again, Star Trek, it's life, Jim, but not as we know it. Life has changed in such a fast pace. In French, years ago, we used to call it le pas de vie, the pace of life. The pace of life right now with accessibility is, there's the old song of, you know, I want to grade up in a city that never sleeps. Well, the world never sleeps now. You're in a world that never sleeps. And unless you take the time to slow down, then you're going to end up in a situation where you will not know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, how can you know the decisions you're making unless you connect with that? So again, I'm not blaming the world. I'm bringing it back to the fact, and people may disagree with me, and I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
Don't blame the messenger. You are the person that makes the decision about you. Now, I know you may say society and governments, okay, but about you, what you do, how you are, what you think, how you connect, that is you.
It's probably the greatest challenge to hold on to that, to remain grounded and hold on and to thine own self be true.
Right now, it's the greatest challenge that's there, because everything is trying to pull you away from that right now.
Sure.